Hey there, it's Diane Forster, and welcome to I Have Today, where we talk about the art of intentional living. And this show is about inspiring, empowering you, and educating you through life's transitions. And today we have a really special topic. We are going to be talking about the fact, are you paying too much money in taxes and capital gains? I have a fabulous guest today who's an expert, Sally Gimmon, who's going to be talking about something that 99.999% of the people don't know about. And she is on a mission to change the lives of so many people by educating them on certain trusts that have been around for hundreds of years. So I hope you're excited. Now, where you can find our TV show, we're live on the E360 TV television network every week. We're Monday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. That's where you can find us live. But we're also streaming on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and LinkedIn. And we also record this show as our podcast. So it's available if you prefer podcasts on all the podcast streaming platforms. It is all called I Have Today with Diane Forster. And you can find me on social media either under I Have Today with Diane Forster or Diane Forster Official. So before we get into our interview with Sally, I first want to tell you guys what our intention statement is. So every single week we do an intention statement. And the reason is this. We want you to take the information that we're giving to you and not just have it be this passive thing that you learn about today. We want it ingrained and anchored in you for the entire week. So we create an intention statement, and our intention statement this week is, I have today to keep more of my well-earned money. I have today to keep more of my well-earned money, right? Don't you want, you want to be fair, you want to be legal, you want to do all that, but you want every single dollar that is yours, right? So that's what we want you to focus on today. And so keeping this aware for you, how to make it easier to do is my amazing team makes awesome graphics. And they are located on my Instagram page at Diane Forster Official. There it is right there. And what you do is you go to the button that says wallpapers and you find it. And then I want you to take a screenshot of it and use it as your screensaver for the whole week. So every time you look at your phone, on average 150 times a day, if you can believe that, then over 1,000 times you will see this during the week. And it's through repetition that we make positive, permanent change in our lives. So you may not believe this or be conscious of this, but the more you keep telling your mind this and your mind reads this and sees this, the more it will become true for you. Because remember, we are focused a lot on mindset and manifestation and the law of attraction. So I have today to keep more of my well-earned money. Let that be the thing that anchors with you today. So, all right. So Sally's coming on today, and I don't know if you've been watching, if you've caught our last few episodes. This year, we've had epic guests. We had on Michael Sandler and his incredible work with the automatic writing experience. It was a fantastic show. We had Amy Porterfield, who was talking about her brand new book, 2 Weeks Notice. That is a New York Times bestseller. Incredible what she's built. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to remember. Oh, we had Dame Doria Cordova, who is the founder of Money and You, and she's changed millions of lives for people, and the best of the best in the industry trained with her and went through Money and You. People like Tony Robbins and Jack Canfield and you name it have gone through there. And when she came on, she talked a lot about how things are changing, and we will see in the next 5 to probably 25 years, in the next decade or so, the most numbers of billionaires and solutions to major world problems because of what's happening with technology. So I want to continue to bring you the most important information. When I find somebody that I love what they're doing, I love their knowledge. I love their mission. I love how they're helping and supporting people. I want to bring them to you. And that's what I'm doing right now today with Sally Gimmon. And I'm going to read her bio in just a minute when she comes on. And we're going to have an amazing conversation. I want you to stay for the entire episode today because you're going to want to write this stuff down. You're going to want to get involved in this and learn more about this and find out about if you qualify for these trusts right away. And then we also end each episode with a powerful mantra meditation so that you can leave this episode feeling better at the end than you did at the beginning. And so Sally is another one of those people that like Reba Morel, who I had on last week. She was like Reba Merrill. Reba Merrill. She was like, how did you find me? And she's like, I'm the most unfamous person in Hollywood. How did you find me? And I said, I have my ways. And so I met Sally at a networking event, and I always kept her in the back of my mind, like, oh, I'm going to need to connect with her. And so today is the day, and I'm going to bring her to you. So before we bring her up, let's hear a word from our sponsor, the Spifter. This week's episode of I Have Today is brought to you by the Spifter. The Spifter is a fun sifting spoon that makes cooking, baking, and decorating with sugars and spices so much fun. No more mess or wasting your spices. It's fast, clean, and easy. Everything looks and tastes delicious. It's also great for straining loose tea, getting pesky broken cork out of your wine glass, and draining liquid off food like olives and capers. Whether you're a novice cook or a gourmet chef, you'll love the results. The Spifter, the kitchen gadget that no kitchen should be without. Hey, Sally, how are you?
I'm doing excellent. I have to apologize. We have thunderstorms going through, so that's why it's dark here.
No worries. Well, I hope you're safe. That's the most important thing.
I love thunderstorms, so yes, I'm safe.
Oh, good. Well, we're so excited to have you here today and have this conversation. And I want to just share a little bit about you with the audience. Obviously, you'll be sharing more about it. But Sally Gimmon is the founder of The Trust Is You. She's a real estate investor and a licensed insurance agent for over 19 years. She now specializes in two specific trusts that are changing people's lives by saving them so much in taxes and capital gain. She's on a mission to make sure more people know about this. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to have you on today and share you with our audience. Because when I learned this, I was like, oh, more people have to know about this. So tell us a little bit of your story, a little bit, how'd you get to be doing what you're doing and become a specialist in this area?
Excellent. Well, how I became a real estate investor, true story. My parents drove from Phoenix to Charlotte for a wedding. Unfortunately, my mom got sick along the way. She was on a ventilator for 18 months, 9 months in Charlotte, and I was dealing with her mail back in Phoenix. Her 2018 November Medicare bill, 27 pages thick, and when I opened it up, it was $172,000. I can remember what I was wearing. I was at my parents' house. I'm like, wow. My dad was a retired military officer, so everything was taken care of. But continuation with the story, on New Year's Eve, 2018, she was on a floor in Pineville, North Carolina hospital with 23 other people on ventilators. And 4 family members took their family member off the ventilator because they couldn't afford the Medicare expenses the next day. And I called a friend who was in real estate. I started real estate investing in February of 2019. Did very well. I was doing what's called notes, where I'm the mortgage on a house and people pay me the mortgage. And then back in July of 2020, I took down the deal of the week in my real estate group. It was a bank-owned reverse mortgage in Pineville, North Carolina, about an hour east of Raleigh. And my name would not be put onto it until it went to auction, because the courts were closed because of COVID. So if the agreement was I paid $20,000 for it, it would go to auction at $50,000. Fantastic. I'm making $30,000, a great real estate investment for me. But in my real estate group, a gentleman named Garrett Gunderson had written a book called What the Rockefellers Do. And I had read it before I joined my real estate group. And the Rockefellers have a very specialized trust. They call it the office. It's 7 generations old, has almost 400 people in it, and that if they can avoid taxes, why can't we? So I went down the rabbit hole. I found a law firm that offers the trust. It's patented, it's legal, it's in the IRS tax code. I became their client. I started talking to the law firm, and I said I would love to teach my real estate group this. The real estate group I was involved with in Arizona, we had over 800 members, and I used to run a mastermind group in that class. Just capital gains are 23.8%. Rental income is between 10% to 37%. Dividend income, I mean, there's so much that people can save, and my goal is to talk to as many people as possible. I moved to North Carolina because of that one deal, because it's a strange rule in North Carolina called upset bids. So I've done a lot more real estate here in North Carolina, but still teaching real estate groups and trying to tell Forex groups, things like that, because people don't know how much money they could be saving. I mean, if the rich can do it, like you said, only 1% of the top 1% save this money. Why haven't the rest of us heard about this? So thank you, Diane, for having me on the show today.
Well, it's my privilege to have you, and the impact that you're having on other people's lives, helping them save so much money and be aware of this. And you really touched my heart with the story about your mom. And I know we didn't get a chance to talk before we went live, and I know you just had a family celebration. This is what life is about, everybody. It is about, feeling safe, feeling secure, being able to take care and provide for loved ones, and our goal really is to create a level of financial freedom that we can hopefully pass down to generations. This is the time in history, if there has ever been a time in history, to turn this narrative around about the way the old paradigms we have in our mind about, paying your mortgage forever, which, by the way, the word mortgage, the Latin definition of that is death penalty or death sentence. It is literally, that's what it means, right? Right. And so, no, we want to learn more about this. So, okay, so talk about, after you read Garrett's book and you started studying the work, what did you do? What did you do first? Like, what did you do first for you?
For me, I had taken down the deal. I paid the $20,000 out of an LLC. So I did all my real estate in an LLC. With going through talking to the law firm, it was very simple. I had to do very simple bill of sales. One bill of sales, let's just use September 1st, 2020. I sold 1101 Hayman Street, Rocky Mount, North Carolina, from my LLC to me for $1. Second bill of sale, I sold 11101 Hayman Street, Rocky Mount, North Carolina, from me to the trust for $1. Went to the bank, got them both notarized. I'm in Phoenix. I scanned them and sent them to the attorney in Raleigh, North Carolina. Next day, he sends me an email back and goes, I need the first page of your trust. Scan that. Everything was taken care of. When the auction finally happened, it was 13 months later. When the auction finally happened, everything was transitioned. And I'm not trying to crow, but with that saving I went from $20,000 to $64,000. So for $44,000, I saved over $15,000 in capital gains on that one transaction alone. I mean, that to me was staggering. And other real estate I work with, I've stopped auctions. I've helped someone with a fix and flip, lending them the money, things like this. All of that gets deferred into the future forever. One of my clients, he's saving interest income. That's another thing. He has 85 houses in Texas, and a friend introduced him to me, and we're saving him $153,000 a year. He was working a full-time job. He was working a part-time job. He's got young children. His wife never saw him. He was able to quit his part-time job the first month he had the trust, and now he's quit his full-time job, and $153,000 every year from now on. He can add more houses to his portfolio. He can do more things. He's just like, he's sent four more clients my way, which I appreciate beyond belief. It's a second stream for him. But I stumbled upon it. I'm my background is research, insurance license. I know how to like ask questions. I found the law firm that handles these trusts, and they're just like, yes, you can. I have a contract to be affiliate with them, and I just want people to know about this because maybe it's not right for you today, but maybe in 2 years, maybe in 3 years, if you have the right information, you can make the right decisions.
Right. Right. It's just having the knowledge and being
Yes.
informed and being aware of it, that it's available for you, even if, right, exactly like you said, maybe you're not in the position right now, but you're definitely an expert in this and will be able to help people and hold their hand all the way through the process. And so now there's another option. So we're talking a lot about real estate right now. That's really how you got into this, was
Correct.
with the real estate. But there's another trust.
Yes.
There's another one that serves 1099 employees, correct?
Correct.
So let's talk about that.
It's unfortunately W-2 people, W-2 employees, neither trust will help. But 1099 employees, I don't care if you're an affiliate marketer, you're an MLM marketer, if you have a brick and mortar store, it will save you up to 70% on your federal taxes. If you do this correctly, especially in some of the states that have high taxes like California and New York, if you do this correctly, you can only file your federal 1041 and not worry about filing state taxes. I have clients especially New York and California, who are saving thousands because they're not filing their state taxes because they're all the spendthrift trust. The whole key to it is you own nothing but control everything. Nelson Rockefeller, that's his famous quote. And I just helped a friend of mine who does. I'm sorry.
Say the quote again.
Own nothing, control everything. So like my car is owned by the trust. So the trust paid for the registration here in North Carolina. The trust pays for my car insurance. The trust pays for the gasoline that goes in my car. One of my friends who does, I forget which company it's an MLM company.
Yeah.
She is saving her downline. She's saving what she's doing herself. And she's telling all her people about the trust too, because people just need to help. I mean, if the 1%ers out there have this knowledge, why don't the rest of us have this knowledge? That's what's so important. I appreciate you having me on the show, Diane.
Yes, well, you're very welcome, and I appreciate all your knowledge and education, wisdom, and experience in this. And this is the thing, we are so programmed. Part of the reason why I have this television show and my upcoming television network is to create an opportunity and a platform to illuminate things to people, educate people, inspire, empower, and educate. That's what we talk about, because someone who spent multiple decades in the media and television industry, while a great career, I can't support that any longer because I now know too much, right? So it's my responsibility to bring the, off-center stuff, if for lack of a better term, but alternative information that's powerful and positive, because I want you as empowered as you can be in your life, because you are the one in your power. And we think that it's something outside of us. We think it's the government. We think it's the corporation. We think it's the Rockefellers, for lack of, let's just put it out there. We think that, when the truth of the matter is you are the one who's in control of your life. And so you've got to be aware. You've got to be curious. So be open and curious, and you have to educate yourself. The old way of thinking isn't going to get you in the future. And Sally, we're now projected to live well into our hundreds. If you're under the age of 60, everybody, you plan on living to be 100 at least, and maybe even longer. So we've got to think about that, because the mindset of thinking, I'm going to work for this company for 40 years, I'm going to invest in my 401k, right? I'm going to retire and all of that. and then live out the rest of my life, you're going to run out of money. Look at all the people. I know I'm kind of going off on a tangent, but it's making me realize how much opportunity there is for people. But look at all the people out there who are in their 60s, 70s, 80s, going back to work at jobs because they don't have enough savings to support their life.
Yes.
So every bit of information that you can get your hands on, I'm imploring you to do that. That's what I'm imploring everybody to do today, and especially this. So talk about the way you work with people. What do you actually do with people?
I'm out there talking on podcasts, on your TV show. I just did a crypto conference because unfortunately crypto investors get taxed a lot.
Yeah.
What I do is it is the law firm that will write the trust. I am a representative, so I get the contract. I walk them through. It's not hard. The full name, so people have this. It's irrevocable, complex, discretionary, non-grantor, spendthrift trust. People
Oh my God.
you have to have all 5 elements to make this work. But like the non-grantor, this is the person. This makes it 100% private. It's somebody who. Yes, you need their social security number, and people stumble over that. So I can do this for them. The law firm does it free of charge. When I set up both the business trust and the beneficial trust, I used a family friend, Roy. I took him to lunch, and he only had to sign his name 17 times, but he had arthritis of his hand. Bad choice on my part, to sign his name 17 times, but it's not hard. And then we have a team that works with you. Just to give you an idea, there's only 3 exhibits. The first exhibit is either your investment, maybe you've got stocks, maybe you've got Forex, that's exhibit A. Exhibit B is your vehicle, the vehicle identification number, the year, make, and model, and the mileage. And then exhibit C is everything else, your furniture, your clothes, things like that. And people get a little bit intimidated by it, but my clients can text me, clients can call me, set up appointments. I walk them through so they become comfortable. And I can guarantee you after 2 months of having a trust and they figure out how things work, they're like, this is easy. It's the same thing. If you know how to work with an LLC or if you know how to work with your business accounts, it's very similar to it. You just have a different bank account because you open up a new bank account with it. And it's not that difficult. It's really simple to work with.
It's great. And it sounds so worthwhile to do the extra work to do this, right?
And it's not hard. It really, the gentleman I was talking about with the 85 houses in Texas, he had to change the deed on that house. He just let his title company, he gave him 10 per week, and they just changed the paperwork, just one line on it, and it's all computerized. So it's not hard at all.
That's fantastic. That's really fantastic. Talk about, what are some of the, challenges or obstacles people, like who isn't this for?
Unfortunately, for people who making W-2 income, it would not be for them. One challenge I do want to talk about is people selling their family business, because most people don't realize when you sell a family business, the federal government is going to charge between 15% to 20% of the sale price. Last week, it's kind of funny. The 27-year-old son saw a TikTok video I did, showed it to his dad. The dad was selling a 42-year-old family restaurant in Kentucky. The 3 children didn't want to run it. The dad contacted me. We contacted his business broker. Because of that, he was selling the restaurant for $3 million. All the equipment, all the cutlery, the food, the recipes, all of it was going for $3 million. What we had to have the business broker do was just change the name on the paperwork from the gentleman's name to the trust name. And because of that, he's either going to save $450,000, again, $450,000, or $600,000. And the scary thing about this, he sold the restaurant March 15th. He would not pay those taxes until April 15th of 2024.
Wow.
And the business broker was unaware his clients were paying these high taxes. And the business broker, I've got 3 more clients closing of his. We did the paperwork for this coming Thursday it changes over to is the last day of March or something. So three other businesses. One guy has 2 car washes he's selling. Another person's selling a nail salon. I mean, just regular people selling their businesses, and $450,000. That his wife called me last week in tears, happy tears, saying that means so much to us. We were joking. I forget the gentleman who runs that TV show, Lottery Dream Home. She's calling it her capital gains dream condo. They're moving to Florida to get and want a 2-bedroom condo, and she's like, "This is exactly how much we're going to spend for our condo." And just make their life. He's 69, she's 68. Make their lives a little bit better in retirement. That's all we all want to do. I mean, he worked 42 years in that restaurant. He worked enough.
It's just bringing tears to my eyes to hear this, because it touches my heart so much. It's right. These are hardworking people, dedicated, loyal, have run businesses, blood, sweat, and tears, so much. And they deserve every dollar, like I said at the beginning, every dollar that they can possibly get. They deserve it. They've earned it. That should not go to the government. I'm sorry. So, you know what? We all do pay our taxes, and I'm not saying that that's not right. I'm not saying that at all, but it's got to be fair. And there's no reason why they shouldn't have access to that money that is outright theirs. It's theirs.
And that's, the wife said to me, "I do so much for $450. She's like $450,000. I mean, that's life changing. That's 5 years, 6 years of retirement just right there for them. Yeah, it's an important thing to know. And their business broker, they introduced me to him. That's my goal. I'm having my first. I've never done this before. LinkedIn Live on April 4th with business brokers, because I want as many business brokers to know about this. They refer someone to me. There's I have a JV agreement. They make some money, but their clients are saving thousands of dollars. And I've talked to 6 business brokers in the last 2 weeks, and they're like, "I never knew this." And it's sad. I mean, that's their job. I don't know if it's their job, but they should know what their clients have to pay in taxes, when they're selling their business. And it's just something, I guess people don't talk about death and taxes. They don't like to talk about that. So that's where it comes from.
Yeah. And we've been programmed to think that we don't talk about those things, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. And we should. It's interesting. I had, this is just sort of a side note, but it just popped into my head, so I wanted to share it. I'm in this women's forum, and one of the exercises that we had to do was write our obituary. Oh, wow. And this is such a good exercise, everybody. This will wake you up and make you realize how precious and fragile your life is, to go to that place where you are writing your own obituary and you're gone. And what is the kind of life that you've led and lived? And what it makes you think about, are there any regrets that I might have? And I want to say that the biggest regrets that people have are, they wish they didn't work so much, right? They wish they worried less. They wish that they enjoyed, their time with family and friends and traveled more, and that, they wish they knew more. Like, I wish I had done that. I wish I realized that it was never too late for me to start over, reinvent, get more education. That these are the biggest things. If this is hitting you, dear viewer or listener, I hope that it is. So I want you to, Sally, share the link to your company. We have it here, but where can people find out more information about you? I'm not done with you yet, but I want to I want to highlight that right now.
The website is thetrustisyou.com to find out about information. And then I have a separate website after you become a client where things are all done online, called the Spendthrift Trust is for you. I do a live every Monday night, 8 p.m. East Coast time, where it's a Q&A. I go over the slides. I think it's interesting because the question, when someone asks a question, everyone else is like, "I need to know the answer on that too." I'm on TikTok. I'm at Spendthrift Trust, but on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, it's my first name and last name. It's a nice thing having an odd last name. It's easy to find me.
Yes. Yeah, well, we're going to hope that TikTok is sticking around too.
Yes.
Also, that's another issue. That's another topic for another day. My gosh. Wow. Okay. So what, a couple more questions for you. One of them is I ask all my guests this question. So I'm going to kind of put you on the spot here. It's not a big deal. You're going to pass with flying colors. But what we do is I ask every one of my guests, how do you live the I have today way, which is intentionally in the present moment? And if you could answer that for us by starting it by saying, I have today too, and then give us your answer.
I have today to talk to as many people as possible. My mom was from very rural Ireland and grew up, my grandfather died December 1939 and grew up very poor. So for every trust that I do sell, I do a donation to St. Mary's Food Bank in her name, because her hands were an inch longer. She was 5'2" and wore size 9 shoes. I mean, she never grew into her height or anything else. And I have today just to be so thankful for everything that has been given to me, all the knowledge I have, the friends I have, the family I have. We just had a big birthday party celebration this weekend. So I have today to live to the best of my abilities.
So beautiful. So beautiful. I love that so much. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
And then is there other information that we should be know? Okay, so you told us, wait, I want to go back to this because you mentioned Garrett Gunderson's book was called, what was it called?
What the Rockefellers Do. The new title is What Billionaires Do.
What Billionaires Do.
Correct.
So we're gonna, hey team, make a note of that, because what we'll do is we will put a link for it where you can just click the link and access the book. And I know you sent it to me. I haven't read it yet, but I'm already, just heads up, I'm already a future client of yours. I'm telling you right now, right?
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you, Diane.
Yeah, of course. And I know that you're just going to continue to grow and grow and grow because you're so mission driven about this. If there's one thing that you want the audience to know, what would that be? Like,
my big thing, just do something. I'm in a mastermind like yourself, and honest to God, I was born with a tongue tie, didn't learn English until I had to relearn English at age 3. Wow. Last week we were on a meeting and a woman will not do any posting live because everything has to be perfect. And I'm like, oh, I stumble over words all the time. So just do something. Don't. I've had too many friends who've given up because of COVID and things that happened to them. And, there's so much out there. Another book, if you don't mind me saying this, one of my favorite books is The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles.
Yeah.
His entire philosophy is there's enough out there for everyone. Just do something. And, someone was laughing at me because I said I haven't seen TV in a while because, like, last night I was on a phone call with a friend, and the night before another friend. And I'm like, I don't have Netflix. I don't have cable TV. I don't watch much TV because I'm doing something almost every night. I love the life I'm leading right now, and it's just so fulfilling for me.
Yeah, you know why? Because you're living it on your terms.
Yes, I like that.
Right. You're living it on your terms, and you're doing what feeds your soul and motivates you. And this work, because I know I worked really hard this weekend. I blew off dinner. A girlfriend wanted me to go out and play and have dinner. And I was so immersed in writing. And I said, I can't separate from what I'm doing. I'm in the zone. I'm in the flow, and I'm happy. Right.
Correct.
And I love that because you found your calling, whatever the road is. This is the beautiful thing, you guys. Whatever the road is that takes you down the path, when you feel and hear and know you just got the calling, and then you're like, just like you are, Sally, just like me. I want as many people as possible to know about this.
Yes.
Then you're on, and it never feels like work. It's never a chore.
Yes.
It's fulfilling, it's exciting, and yeah, it's hard work. Yeah, it's work, but it never feels like that, because it's all focused on service and helping people, and it's so fulfilling. It's so fulfilling. So
it honestly is. I was telling you about that phone call. Just to hear someone so happy about something, I'm still floating on cloud 9 over that phone call.
Right. How awesome to get a phone call from a woman who said, I worked hard for $450 and this is $450,000. Like, how elated must you feel? It's the best feeling in the world. And this is your power. So I'm encouraging everybody right now, go to Sally's site, thetrustisyou.com, get these books. I read The Science of Getting Rich every year, because it's such a good book. So easy to read.
I'm a slow reader, and I can read it in 2 hours. I listen to it on my walks in the morning. I get it from the library, and everything he says in the book, it's a little bit dated, but it just, honestly, you don't have to lie, you don't have to cheat, you don't have to stab somebody in the back, and everything he says in there, it does make sense. It's a powerful book.
Yeah. Well, on that note, what I want to say is I am grateful for the law. I am grateful for these codes. I am grateful for these trusts, however old they are. And no matter how long they were hidden, I am grateful that people like you are out there illuminating this and making people aware of it. You're educating. I mean, you're business brokers, you're educating. I'm grateful that there's this sense of like this full circle moment sort of coming around for us right now in the world and what's happening. And this stuff has been in existence for centuries.
Yes.
Centuries. And now is the time to bring it to the rest of the world. And I'm seeing this on social media, the empowerment, a lot on TikTok, just how empowered people are, and everybody's stance on what's happening, right? In the world in general, but obviously what's happening on TikTok too, and how they feel about it. And it's just, I'm grateful. I'm just so grateful. I'm not, and this is for everybody, don't ever regret anything from your past or any mistakes or things that you didn't know or you felt bad about before. You know what you have today, right here and now. Your life is right now, today. This is all that matters, right? And then the decisions and the choices that you make going forward are predicated based on how you are operating in your today. It's your choice. It's your decision. So Sally, I want to thank you so much for being here. Is there anything you want to say before we let you go back to your beautiful life?
Just real quick, just so people know where this has come from, because we referred it back when King Henry VIII was marrying all those women and chopping off their heads. He started the Church of England. He went to go tax the lords and ladies of England, and they went back to the Magna Carta. So this is contract law. So if something changes, if you start your trust April 1st and they change the rules May 15th, your contract can't be broken. And, again, if it's not for you today, at least you know about it. And, I'm here to answer any questions people have. So thank you, Diane, for having me on the show. I appreciate that.
It's been my absolute pleasure. And I know that we'll be in touch for sure. Definitely.
Excellent.
All right. Thank you so much for being here. Have a beautiful today. All right. Take care.
You too. Take care.
All right. Bye. So good. I hope you guys got value out of that. And I hope to gosh, you are going to read those books, go to Sally's site and start to educate yourself in this and see how this can work for you. All right. So before we get going with our mantra meditation, I wanted to stop for a moment and share what's going on here at I Have Today. As I mentioned, our network is coming up. It's forthcoming. And if you've ever thought about having a TV show and a platform where you could share your message and work with the world, this is the time to do it. You know, there's this myth that television is dead. And I know Sally said she really doesn't watch TV, and I don't watch a whole lot of it. But what I do watch is very intentional and it's purposeful. And you have, like Sally, brilliance, knowledge, wisdom, experience different than anybody else in the world. And it's your time to start taking advantage of the platforms that are available to get your show out to the world in a long form content like this, something that lives on forever, by the way, doesn't get buried in some social media feed. It's really powerful. It builds your credibility. It builds your authority. And I have a free masterclass to teach you how to do that. So we're going to play a video right now to let you see how you can register for my free masterclass. Take a look. Hi there, I'm Diane Forster. Are you ready to host your own TV show? As someone who's been in the media industry for over 40 years and I've had my own show for 5 years, I can tell you that it's really been a game changer in my business, for my brand, in my credibility, my authority, and the opportunities, awards, and doors that have opened for me because I am a TV host. Well, I want that for you. So what I'm offering you is the opportunity to come to my free masterclass where I'm going to tell you exactly how to do it, how you can add TV hosting to your list of assets into your business. It's easier than you think. You can leverage your time and save time, make more money, make more impact. Now, there's a couple things that you need to know about it. There's 3 mistakes that most TV hosts make, so I'm going to tell you how to avoid them. And there's 7 things that your TV show must have. So if you're interested in learning more, I invite you to join me for my masterclass while it's available. So I want you to go to tvhostmaker.com, tvhostmaker.com, and I'll see you inside the masterclass. Thanks. Yes, so here's your opportunity to learn more about TV hosting. All right, so that is so great. Okay, well, we've had a fabulous show today, and how I end every episode is with a powerful mantra meditation. This is your chance to just take it all in, everything we've done, everything that Sally shared, and everything that we do here at I Have Today in just a few minutes, and let it really pierce through into your soul, into your spirit, and anchor in so that you leave this show feeling better at the end than you did at the beginning. All right. So if you are driving, obviously you can't close your eyes. You can kind of tune in and listen, but make sure that you are paying attention to the road. For everybody else, stop what you're doing, put the devices down, no double multitasking. Just be present right now in this moment and close your eyes. Place your feet flat on the floor. Put your hands on your lap. You can keep them face down if you feel grounded. If you feel like you want more energy, turn them up. Face your palms up to the ceiling and receive, receive, receive. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 sets of breath, and this is how we're going to do it. I will walk you through this. I want you to breathe in through your nose for the count of 4, and then pull that breath all the way down to your tailbone, that root chakra. And then we're going to count to 8. We're going to hold it for 8 and count. Don't worry, I'll do the counting. And then I want you to light up all 8 of your chakras as we're going up. So the 8th chakra is your soul star, very important one. That is your doorway to the universe. That's your way of receiving information, ideas. It's really important to turn that one on. And so I will count, and we will just go up the chakras, right, to 8. Then I want you to breathe out for the count of 8. And here's what I want you to do. It's very important. I want you to breathe out, and I want you to imagine that every toxic memory, negative emotion, bad feeling that you had, any trapped trauma that might be in your body, even if you are sick, imagine the sick cells leaving your body right now. It is incredibly healing. I want you to breathe out for the count of 8, hard, like you're blowing out birthday candles, like get it out. And imagine that all leaving. Sometimes how I visualize it like it's smoke coming out of a train as going by, like it's sooty and smoky and disgusting, like it's all going out. It's all leaving my body, right? That's what I want for you. So we're going to do that 2 times, and then you just listen to the words. It's super simple. I'll walk you through it. So here we go. Are you ready? All right. Close your eyes. Breathe in for 4. Hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Blow it out for 8. Let it all go. Should feel really good. Now let's do that one more time. Breathe in for 4. Hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Blow it out. I have today to love my life. Something really good is going to happen to me today. I can feel it. Miracles big and small, I notice them all. Yes, 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 thank you. I have today to keep more of my well-earned money. I'm going to stop paying those high taxes and capital gains. I'm going to avoid them. I'm going to arm myself with knowledge and wisdom and support to make sure that all my life's work and everything that I do in my life is paying me the highest possible return. I'm going to become knowledgeable and aware. I'm going to read, I'm going to learn, I'm going to surround myself with community. I'm going to do what I need to do to make the changes in my life so that these new habits actually become easy for me. And I expect the returns. I expect the savings. I expect to create wealth in my life, financial freedom in my life, generational wealth in my life. I'm going to build up those assets. I'm not going to live by the norm of what I thought the way things were was the way things were always going to be. That's just an old story. And I'm not going to live that way anymore. I'm going to be educated. I'm going to be empowered. I'm going to be inspired. I'm going to be positive. I'm going to surround myself not only with people, but with books and courses and programs and things that make me the best version of myself. Because I now know that I am probably living longer than I thought I would, and I want no regrets. I know that the highest value of my life is truly myself, my self-worth, my self-value, my family, my friends, my community, and feeling in service and purpose every single day of my life. So that's the way I'm going to live from this moment on, from today and every day forward. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You can open your eyes. I want to thank my guest, Sally Gimmon, for being here today and educating us. We will have information for her in the description area. Wherever you find us, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. If this work resonates with you, please give us a rate, a like, a review, a follow, a share. Let more people know about our very mighty show and our big a network that's coming up that's going to have so much more amazing hosts with empowering messages and work for you too. So this is Diane Forster telling you that I love you. Happy today, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.